Hi everybody, you'll know I've been doing quite a few videos recently about Shadow Boost gaming PCs or cloud gaming PCs. I've been doing test videos and examples and comparisons and that sort of thing. So I thought I'd give you a kind of a practical example of how you can set one up to work with your TV. So this is in the little PC room, and as you can see, I've got my crappy old laptop, which is 7 years old, which can't run Patience, but with the Shadow Boost gaming PC facility, I can play AAA titles, AAA PC titles that I've got from Steam or Epic or Bethesda's launch or something like that. I can play them at high quality, very high quality, very, very well. However, the problem with old laptops and old PCs is often, the screens aren't that good. And I don't know about you, but one of the ways that I really prefer gaming is to play it on a nice big telly like this. So what you can do is, if you set up your display, if you're familiar with Windows, you'll know this. You go into display settings, and if you connect your HDMI lead from your laptop or your computer to your telly, it will spot the fact that you've got two displays, and you can say to expand the display across there. So number one is my laptop screen and number two is the telly. And what that means is that you can then fire up the Shadow app and drag it across to your telly, which is basically a monitor, and it recognises the new resolution 1080p and fires it up. Because most domestic 1080p TVs bought in the last quite a few years will run at 60 frames a second, so that's not bad, that. And the Shadow Boost gaming PC that you rent off Shadow, the maximum I think you get is 1080p 60 frames a second. So it's kind of a good match. So the next thing you can do as well is you can take your Xbox controller, like you see here, and then via USB, via the many hundreds of USB leads I've got, you can connect it to your laptop, and then your Shadow Boost will recognise that, and so you can use that controller when you're playing games. Now, the thing I would say though is, to get the most out of these games, because they are PC games, you've really got to learn how to use keyboard and mouse. But I don't know, it's quite difficult, and some games like PUBG have actually got quite good controller support. And if it's a AAA title, often they'll have good controller support if it's been released on console as well. Now, the other thing you can do is you can take your headset and you can plug it into your laptop like so, so that you can hear the sounds without it coming out of the telly. And also, in terms of streaming, if you wanted to stream, you could take your USB mic, and also, well, it's probably plugged into your laptop anyway, but you can get your Shadow Boost to recognise that as well. Now let's see if I can actually do this. So let me just lock the cursor. So what you can do, this is what you're seeing here in the middle of the screen. It might be difficult to see, but this is kind of the menu for the Shadow while it's running, and you've got USB peripherals here, and that it says Realtek Audio USB, and we've got the Microsoft controller as well. So that one's, it's saying it's 4-bit. Sometimes the controller, often it recognises anyway without you having to actually forward it that way. But so that's set up, and then what you can do that's very clever is, because the Shadow Boost gaming PCs use GTX 1080 graphics card from Nvidia, if you hit Alt Z on your keyboard, you get the GeForce Experience, and this is where things get very, very clever indeed. Because with GeForce Experience from Nvidia, what it can do is it will record very high quality video. You can say record at 1080p 60 frames a second. You can set the bitrate to quite high, and it will record very good quality video on your Shadow Boost gaming PC. So up in the cloud, it's recording it, not locally, because with GeForce Now you could kind of do that, but it will record it locally on your laptop, and the quality wouldn't be very good. But this records it in the cloud, and it will mix in your mic as well. You can change the settings, to have the mic louder and the background gain quieter depending on the game. And then you can then upload to YouTube, because the cloud gaming PCs the Shadow Cloud Gaming PCs, it's just a Windows 10 PC, so you can have Chrome running or Internet Explorer, connect to YouTube, and then upload it directly to there. So you've got really high quality at very high bandwidths as well, so it does it very, very quickly. And then the other thing that's incredibly clever is you can broadcast. You might be able to, hopefully you can see that. So you can broadcast live to Twitch or YouTube from your Shadow Boost Gaming PC in the cloud at very high qualities. Again, we're talking 1080p, 60 frames a second, because it's not coming from your crappy local hardware. It's coming from the high-end hardware that's in a data center somewhere in the UK or elsewhere in the world, if you're in the world, with an amazing internet connection that is then broadcasting that straight to Twitch or YouTube, and it's at very high quality. The final piece of the puzzle that I haven't put in here because I haven't got one plugged in at the moment, but you could also add a USB webcam as well and plug that into your laptop. The Shadow Boost Gaming Cloud Gaming PC would recognise that, and you could add that too. So you're probably starting to kind of realise how powerful these Shadow Boost Gaming PCs are. Not only in terms of just like playing games, because they're very good at that, but also in the fact of becoming a content creation tool as well. If you were thinking, I really want to have a crack at streaming DayZ, for example, on to Twitch or to YouTube, this is a pretty good way of getting into that. All you need to have is a crappy old laptop or a crappy old computer, a USB mic, and then you wait for your Shadow Boost Cloud Gaming PC. Admittedly, there's a long wait to get one at the moment, and then it'll probably be £15 to £16 a month you pay, and you've got a really powerful tool there for streaming and recording. And the big advantage, and I can't sort of say this enough, is the fact that because for streaming you're not relying on your internet connection, you're relying on theirs. We're at the Shadow Boost data center. It means you can stream at very, very high quality. So there you go. Hopefully that's a good example of a Shadow Boost gaming PC setup using a TV, so you can sit back, kick back, relax, play on your controller. And I tell you what, I mean, I've kind of been testing Battlefield 1 tonight, and I've kind of been enjoying that. And I'm starting to think, especially if you're into single player games, this sort of thing could well replace your console. It could. Now, I'm not convinced with multiplayer shooters at the moment, because the problem with multiplayer shooters on PC is that often they don't have particularly good controller support, and I like controller. You also have a bit more lag, and also with controllers there's no aim assist, so that makes things a little bit more difficult. But maybe if you practiced a lot with keyboard and mouse and kind of maybe got used to that little bit of lag as well, it could be viable, because I've become very, very impressed with the graphical quality, and I'm very, very impressed indeed. But anyway, there we go. This has been this kind of example setup. There's the old DayZ maps on the wall. Hope you like them. Hopefully this has given you a few ideas, kind of more of a concrete idea of how you could set up a Shadow Boost Gaming PC, with the fact that you're not just relying on your old laptop with its old keyboard and maybe your old mouse. So this is quite a nice SteelSeries mouse. You can plug it into your telly and do it that way and kick back and relax and play games the way you want to. Right, there we go. Hopefully that's useful. If it has been, hit like. Obviously you can press subscribe and put your comments and questions down below, and I will see you again soon.